Hey everyone, welcome Sam, Gus, Alexander, Ruth, Chris, Heidi Ho. I am Elizé and I am your host for today and the next 2 weeks, which I'm really excited about. I haven't done the Daily Creative Challenge hosting before, so I'm super stoked to do this. Welcome everyone. This is gonna be a 2 weeks session. If you haven't done Daily Creative Challenge before, no worries. I'm going to show you all about how it works, how you can start getting into XD, a basic tour of Adobe XD as well for those of you that are brand new into XD as well. How are you guys doing today? It's Monday. It's always kind of like bittersweet, right? Like the weekend is ending. I just went to Disneyland, so that was like just a big event. And then now I'm coming into the week like, woo, it's kind of nice. Take a break from all those people. How are your guys' weeks? How was your guys' weekend? Let me know in the chat. So like I mentioned, today we are doing the welcoming of Daily Creative Challenge. You're not actually going to have to do any challenges today yet. This is going to be for me to just share and explore and talk a little bit about what the next 2 weeks looks like. So let's take a look at my screen here. This is the home page for the Daily Creative Challenge. And as you can see here, so here's the link, behance.net/challenge/XD. And as you can see at the top here, there's a big blue button, and this is where you can get and enter into the challenge. So yours might say something different if you're not logged in. So that's where you'll be able to access the challenge. And like I mentioned, it's starting from June 21st. And it's going to July 23rd. So I'm doing the first 2 weeks live, and then following that, the following 2 weeks after that, you're gonna see the recordings for this played over again. So you actually have an opportunity for 4 weeks to create your daily creative challenges. How does it work? Well, simple, it's right here. Each day you'll receive a challenge. So each day you'll have a challenge unlocked here. And this is about 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time that these are unlocked. And then from there, you can join the community chat to stay informed and connect with others. So the community chat is through Discord. So if you click into that, you can open up and be invited into the Discord channel. So here you're gonna see my Discord. And what's great about this is such an opportunity to share your work and get feedback. This is one of the number one things that's requested of me for new designers is like, can you look at my portfolio? Can you look at my designs? Can you give me feedback? And yes, you can do that here in the Discord channel. So at the very top here, you can see this channel here is where you can see your creative challenges. You can get pro tips. And then right underneath here where it says feedback, this is where you're going to upload your daily challenges. And I'll talk about how you can upload those in a little bit. So here's where you'll share your work. So you can see Fatih has uploaded some images here and can get feedback there. You can also post your portfolio links and sites over here to get some feedback. Over here on the right-hand side, you can see the mentors who are giving feedback. So I will also be giving feedback on your work as well. So that's just a great perk for all of this. So you will join the community chat. You don't have to, but it's highly recommended. And then you'll watch the daily live shows every day at this time from 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to about 2:30-ish. You'll watch, and I'll show you sort of how I design my files. And then you'll have the opportunity to have your own spin in the design file and make it more of your own. And then finally, again, you get to share your work with mentors and other participants. So this is really an opportunity for you to sharpen your skills, get better in Adobe XD, learn some UI UX best practices, receive feedback from other designers and mentors. And also, it's not just for mentors to give feedback. you have an opportunity as well to go into Discord and give feedback to your fellow peers. So it's a great way to network and connect with people from all over the world. I think there's over 62,000 people in Discord, so a lot of opportunity to meet people. All right, so like I mentioned, under here is where you're gonna see your challenges unlocked every day, and that's starting tomorrow. So again, today is kind of a chill day. This is really for the beginners. I'm gonna give you a nice tour of Adobe XD and kind of ease you into XD. And then starting tomorrow, you'll have your first challenge. And this is not to go against anyone. It's really just a challenge for yourself. So no pressure for this type of challenge here. And you'll have all of your 9 challenges there. But then underneath that, you're able to download Adobe XD. And if you click into that, you'll be able to see there is a free 7-day trial, as well as the monthly membership of $9.99. If you want to cancel before the 7 days, you will just get the starter plan for Adobe XD. So you can still design and prototype even after the 7 days. You can also directly download the starter here, adobe.com/products/XD/pricing/starter plan. So someone will paste that into the chat for you to also download there as well. On top of that, underneath there is where you can have another opportunity to get into the Discord channel. So that's what the chat with the community is. And then you can also explore all the past challenges. So if you are like, I just did all 9 of them in the first 2 weeks and I'm raring to go, I want more challenges, feel free to explore all these different challenges. You have starter files that you can download, as well as a video to watch as well. So there is tons of opportunity to design. So the other thing I'm going to mention here is there is this behance.net/galleries/challenges/XD. So that link will be provided to you in the chat as well, where you can see what other people's designs look like. And this is such a great place for you to start building your design portfolio. So you can look at how other people have taken design challenges and have built these beautiful case studies and portfolio pieces in them. So this is a way for you to kind of see what other people are doing, gain some inspiration, see how they're laying out their designs, etc., and learn. The other thing is I will be sharing your guys' work on the channel every day after today. So I will show a couple people's work once you've submitted it, but in order for me to see that this is for the XD Creative Challenge, you do need to first upload into Behance your project. It's so easy. It's one of the easiest ways to upload a case study I've ever used. So I have all of my case studies here. It's again super simple to upload your images and add some text, etc., for your case study. So in order for me to be able to see that you have submitted this for the challenge, you'll need to, when you go into Edit and then Settings over here, you'll need to have this project tag, XD Daily Challenge. XD Daily Challenge. So make sure you add that project tag. So again, so I can search through them and I can showcase your guys' work and give you guys' props. Be like, yay, I really love this, and put you on blast in a good way, right? So if you want to, please add that tag as well. All right, so now let's get into the fun stuff. Let's get into Adobe XD. Like I mentioned, I gave you the link where you can download Adobe XD. And once that's downloaded, you're going to see actually something that looks like this. And it's basically like, okay, what artboard size or what device are you designing for? Is it mobile, desktop, an Instagram story, etc.? And you can choose for the next 2 weeks, we're doing a mobile app design. So you can go ahead and choose this first one here. And you're going to see this sort of blank gray screen with this white artboard. And this is like, now you're ready to get started. The other thing I just want to mention here is when you go to File New, on the left-hand side, there's this button that says Learn. So if you, again, are like wanting to learn a deep dive into a specific feature or just learn more about XD, this is a great place for you to watch tutorials, get some step-by-step guides, learn all the basics from this link here. So if you're ever lost or like, I don't know what I'm doing, this is a great place to go to. So let's go back to XD. If you chose something else, let me show you actually. If you chose web or Instagram, etc., it doesn't really matter. You can always change your artboard sizes. It doesn't matter really. So just go ahead and select one. If you want to change your artboard size, you decide you are going to go from a desktop to tablet or something like that. On the left-hand side here, this is your toolbar. Actually, let me close this guy. This over here is your toolbar. And the second to bottom one here, this is artboard. When this is enabled, you may or may not have seen it, but over here on the right-hand side, this little flyover menu, you have these different opportunities to change or to add new artboards with different sizes. So I can then change it to, an iPad, etc. So that's how you get artboards on the screen. Cool. Now, the other thing is let me show you a little basic tour of XD for those of you who are brand new. And then I'm going to show you a little sneak peek into what we're doing the next few weeks. You may have heard maybe on my social medias, if you came from there, we're doing a plant care app. And it's going to be cohesive throughout the next few weeks. So we're just going to be building upon it and building upon it and building upon this fuller experience for a plant care app. Kind of hard to say. So here's the basic tour. On the left-hand side, I mentioned, is your toolbar. And the first thing there is the select tool. When I hover over select, I see it also says V next to select. That's my shortcut. So I can also just type V to get to that shortcut on my keyboard. Underneath that is my rectangle tool. So if I select that, I can make a rectangle on my artboard. Now, as you can tell, I'm not using this big gray space. We're making sure it's confined into an artboard when we're designing. It's kind of one of the first things sometimes that's challenging for people. It's like, I just want to start designing rectangles everywhere. You want to make sure it's confined to the space because these are the constraints of an iPhone, right? We want to make sure it's all within that space. The other thing there is circle or ellipse. And again, when you hover over it, you can see those shortcuts. So R for rectangle is one of the easiest to remember. E for ellipse. Polygon is Y. Another popular one here is, or commonly used one, is the line tool. So if I want to make a nice line. And then we have a pen tool, text tool. Again, it's pretty simple, like make some text there. And then we have the artboard one. So the ones that we're probably going to use the most are some of those shapes, lines, and text. Because honestly, a lot of what UI design is just squares, circles, lines, text. Pretty simple, actually, compared to some of the other tools that are out there for graphic design. And then if I want to make adjustments and changes, when I select something, the right-hand side is my property inspector. And it changes depending on what I've selected. So if I selected this rectangle here, I can make adjustments to the color, to the making the corners more rounded, etc. I can make those adjustments there. But if I select the text, I can also make adjustments just to that text there. So it's really a contextual menu that changes depending on what I've selected. So you won't get too lost here with Adobe XD. You have your tools on the right and all of your edits tools on the left, all of the edit abilities on the right. Okay, let's start designing a little something something. We'll just do something really simple together. I'm gonna go back into this screen here. This is gonna kind of look like what your files are gonna look like every time you download them for the day, your starter files. They're gonna have this top header area with the date and this is day 0, tomorrow will be day 1. You'll have a challenge prompt. You'll have an area for the inspiration, like what designs have inspired me on Behance. And then underneath that is this resource booklet. Now, the way that you can interact with it or get the most out of it here is when you double click into it on the right-hand side in your property inspector, you'll see over here these component instances. So it says default state, icons page, fonts, etc. That's how I'm able to kind of get into each of these tabs and see the content within it. So this is a resource for where you can get icons. Underneath that is an opportunity for where you can get fonts. Underneath that is an area for where you can get photos. So Unsplash and Pexels, you can get free photos that are good quality, open source photos. And then underneath that is some tutorials. So again, this is just an area for you to be able to gather some of these resources at any point. So before I start to show the little bit of what the next 2 weeks are gonna look like, let's make a little design. Let's start showing you how to design, prototype, and share in XD. Now, first thing I'm gonna do is make an artboard, right? Everything has to be confined to an artboard. The shortcut for that is A, super simple, or go to the toolbar. Second one from the bottom is artboard. From there, on the right-hand side, I'm going to select the iPhone 12. To go into select mode, because I maybe want to drag this the artboard around or something like that, I can go to the very top of my toolbar for the select tool, or shortcut is V. I want you guys to get into these shortcuts because they make your life easier. So V for select. All right, first thing we're gonna do is make a shape. Rectangle, shortcut R. Got my R rectangle, making a nice, I'm gonna do a little sign-in screen. This has nothing to do really with the plant app. This is just to get you guys familiar with XD. So I just made my little rectangle. I'm making the shape, and it's gonna be a background layer with an image. The cool thing about XD is the ability to drag in an image into any shape, and it's just gonna automatically mask it or contain it to the area of the shape. So let me show you how that works. Here I've got just a little image of some eggs, like a little delicious egg breakfast. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna drag it in there, and boom, it's masked. Okay, so we got our first image, feeling good already, right? 2/3 done for our screen. But I actually want to make this so that there is another layer on top that darkens it a little bit. So I'm gonna go back into my rectangle tool, R for the shortcut, and make my rectangle on top. So just drag the little sides so it has the shape I want. Again, on the right-hand side is where I can make my adjustments. So here is this little border. I'm gonna turn off border, and then I'm gonna turn on fill, and I'm gonna just like make it maybe like a dark green, right? You can place certain hex codes in here for the color, or you can just use this little circle and figure out the color that works best for you. But I'm gonna turn down the opacity because I wanna see the image in the background. So over here on the right-hand side, I can just bring this down to change the opacity. Yeah, now there's dark little eggs, nice. I want it dark because I'm gonna put some text on top. And when you're thinking about text on images, you want to make sure you have enough contrast between the text and the images so that it's easy for the user to read. Okay, it's very, very important. We're thinking about good user experiences and people being able to actually read what's on the page here, or what's on the screen. So I'm gonna go to the text on the left-hand side in the toolbar, and I'm just going to place some text in here. It's dark, so I'm gonna just change that in the right-hand side of my property inspector and make it light. Eggalicious, yeah. So I just typed in my text, and then you can actually make it bigger by dragging this little circle from below there. You can also change the sizing and the text here on the right-hand side in your fonts and the sizes, and you can change the weight, etc. all here. And so there I've got my app name, Eggalicious. It's a weird name. And then I'm gonna make a button here. So again, R for rectangle, make a shape. And I want to change the corners. I'm going to make them more rounded, because rounded corners typically means it's a bit more of a friendlier type of UI or friendlier type of site. So I'm going to take the inside and drag it, and now it's like a little rounded button. T for text, and then sign up. Now you're not seeing anything because it's white text. So I'm just going to change that to a dark green. Cool. Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to change the background layer and into the green color, and then change the text to a white color. Now I got my first button. Yay! Right? So really simple. If this is your first time, this is what I suggest to you. Make a really simple sign up screen. Just have a button, an image, get comfortable, get cozy with the tools, have fun, and play around. This is going to help you when we get into the next phases of creating our plant app. So you guys ready to hear about the plant app? Yeah. We're doing a plant care app, and I wanted to show you a little bit of this persona. I actually did surveying for 75 people, for people who kill plants, and kind of understanding their struggles and what they want. I did this a few months ago, and so I took all those results and I created this persona. That plus I did five interviews with people. So some of the wants from our persona, the person we are trying to solve this for, is they want expert opinions, they want better organization, they want to understand the date and the time that they should care for their plants, all of that. And then they have some of these frustrations. They don't like long, annoying blogs. Have you guys ever take care of plants or killed your plants? Like sometimes when you're looking it up, it's like long blogs that you have to read through to figure it out. She doesn't want to read too much. And she doesn't trust boring sites with hard vocabulary. So these are some of the things, the needs and wants that we're going to be solving for in our plant app. And I'm showing you a sneak peek of the first day, what it's going to look like. We're going to have an onboarding screen, and it's going to get more complex than this. But you'll see just like a little taste of what's to come. An onboarding screen typically allows your user to just learn a little bit more of your app before you sign up. So it's going to be super cute. Plants are cute, and that's why I wanted to focus on this, because it makes designing more fun to think about a topic that you care about or you're passionate about. So I'm super excited to be doing this with you guys. Whew. All right, so you got a little sneak peek. We're building out again a full app, a full plant app. Well, I mean, I use full loosely. We're going to have like 8 to 10 screens for our plant app. Every day starting tomorrow, we're going to start with the onboarding screen, what we're seeing right here. Hila, I'm glad you can't wait. I'm super excited. Emma is also awful with plants. I hear you. I just got really good at it just recently. I mean, I'm not gonna say really good, decently good. So I'm excited to show you guys some of the things that I'm thinking about, and then also see what the features you guys come up with as well for this plant care app. Cool. Well, hope to see you guys all tomorrow. and have a great rest of your Monday. And I'll chat with you guys soon. Bye.